Hello, everyone. This is Dr. Pallavi here, and today I have come up with a topic which is going to resonate with many of you. In fact, I would go to this extent that every one of you is identifying this, but sometimes we don't know whether it is present or not. So, I'm talking about chains, identifying the chains that are acting as self sabotage and they are stopping your growth and development. So I interact with many people on a daily basis. And to be very frank, all these people are successful in their own fields. But what I observe the most commonly is that all of them carry something in their mind which sabotages their own growth. There is no limit to what talent they have. They all are talented, they all are intelligent, they all are very good and skilled at their work. But still, they are not happy with their growth and achievement of their goals. And when I go deeper into their obstacles, why they are not able to achieve what they want, we both get actually awestruck to find out that those chains are still present in their mind inside themselves. So even if you are clear about your goals or not, but you must have identified that there is some inner voice that is constantly talking about your shortcomings and constantly sabotaging yourself. So let's see and explore what is it about. Let me share my screen. Yes, as you can see here, identifying chains of self-sabotage to create a new self-image. In our last video, we have talked about what is your self-image. So, the biggest obstacle in creating your desired and desirable self-image is those chains of self-sabotage. How many of you feel that you always want to make a decision about investing in a business or going ahead with forgiveness in a relationship or trying to go to gym regularly and exercise every day, but there is something in your mind which stops you from doing that. There is something in your mind which says that leave it, just sleep for today, we will go to exercise from tomorrow. Or there is someone inside you who says that person doesn't deserve forgiveness, so do you remember what bad he or she did to you, so don't forgive. Then is there any voice which it is so risky to invest in this business, leave it, just be safe and stop taking risk because you may fail, and anyhow you're not going to win this game, or success is for others, it's not for you. So if these voices are there in you and if you have observed these voices, then today you're going to get acquainted, you're going to get introduced to five five such voices, or I will say five such chains that are present in you which are stopping you from achieving what you want. So the first one is the classic judge. Now whenever you feel that you want to do something or you want to make a decision which is empowering and which is good for your business or your family, it criticizes your decision. It criticizes your decision and blames you for things that are out of your control. So, for example, if you go to your work and something happens, as if you want to deliver some work to your client or customer and the work is not yet, so this classic judge will blame you continuously for the things, even those things which are out of your control. It will always tell you what you should do and what you shouldn't do. I had already told you, you shouldn't have trusted that person, and now see, you are deceived. And it always gives you and gifts you a wonderful unforgiving lens for self. That means it will never allow you to forgive yourself. It's okay, I'm good enough. It will never allow you to create this thought. In fact, it will teach you how not to forgive yourself and how to keep on blaming and criticizing self. This prevents you from learning from the past. And if you observe, if you are one of them, these people are still operating from the past. They are still replaying the stories of the past. In fact, if they learn from this past and move ahead, they can create a much better future. But the classic judge doesn't give them permission to learn from the past and move ahead. So, this classic judge doesn't leave any stone unturned to beat you down. So, how you are not good enough, how you are going to fail, or how this decision is not going to be right, it will continuously tell you. Then comes victimizer. Now, this what does this victimizer do? This makes you believe that everyone is there to conspire against you, everyone is there to deceive you, and it robs you of your willpower. So whenever you want to do something, you want to take action, it will say, see, this always happens to you. Every time opportunity comes up and you get screwed over. Don't you understand that this is not for you? You are never going to be good enough for them, so stop trying. So whenever you want to go ahead in a relationship, or you want to create that space of love, forgiveness, or non-judgment, it will stop you, and it will tell you that you are never going to be good enough for them. So what do? When these voices are prominent, then you give up. You give up, and this happens with many people, and it is such a common scenario. This is the main reason why people give up. They give up in relationships, they give up on their health front, they give up in your business, that, oh, I think that this is my destiny. What's the point, anyways? You can't win and you never win. This is the voice of victimizer, which will make you believe that you are not born to win, you are born to lose the game. And this is so destructive for you. Now, you must be wondering from where this classic judge, victimizer, misguided protector, ringmaster, and neglector coming from. So, these voices are actually categorized according to the message they are giving, and this comes from our upbringing. This comes from your childhood. So if you have a tough parent and who was really very hard to please, then you will have these kind of voices. For example, if there is a misguided protector, slow down, you don't know enough. You don't know enough, slow down, you know that you are not fast. So if you have a strict parent and you always try to do things to please them, then this misguided protector gets developed in that time. So it will say, you're not qualified, you're too old, you're too young. Or if you, like, for example, when I wanted to go ahead with my coaching work and set up my own organization, this misguided protector, oh, you have, now you're 40 and you are already a dentist. Why don't you just go and take care of your clinic? Don't do this. You're too old for this. Don't mess up and don't do this because you don't know coaching. And if I had listened to this voice, then I would not have been here in front of you talking on this platform about these new self image, or about manifestation, or about identifying your ego and being a compassionate person. So it always tries to protect you through judgment or criticism, because this voice doesn't want you to try anything new. It keeps you paralyzed so that you don't take any action. So, what happens when it tells you you're too old to do this? Of course, then your response will be not taking any action towards it. And it will instill a fear of failure so that you feel that you are never ready. So, if I would have listened to this voice, I would have never felt ready for this work. So, it will remind you of some immediate goals you are having, or the convenience of other people in your life, so that you don't go ahead and you don't try anything new. But if you identify it, it will be easier, and you will be able to identify your limitless potential. Then comes Ringmaster. This is about productivity guilt. Most of the people around us suffer from this. At one point, when I was working for being a coach, and I was actually working around 16 hours a day, I was going through this, and it is called as productivity guilt. So this ringmaster gives you an unhealthy drive to keep working. You feel guilty when you stop. Means even if you stop for 30 minutes, you feel as if you're wasting time. I have felt it so many times in myself. You achieve a goal, feel no satisfaction, and immediately jump to the next goal. So ringmaster doesn't allow you to celebrate your achievements. It it it, it keeps you in that, you know a loop. And this unfulfilling treadmill of achievement addiction makes you feel unfulfilled within. So you will never be good enough for this ringmaster. The more you do, the more it will show you that this is not enough. You must do more. And 93% of people around us suffer from this. So, this productivity guilt is actually very dangerous because it doesn't allow you to enjoy your life. You have come here to enjoy your life. And if you are actually wired to work all the time, then these kind of people can't rest. They cannot sit down. They cannot have a conversation. They cannot enjoy the precious moments without any guilt. So, this also comes from our own desire to keep on working. The next is neglector. So, neglector, this comes from the, if you have a strict parent and you always try to please your parent, and the harder you tried, the more your parent was displeased. For example, you got an A grade and your parent said that, oh, you should have gotten A plus. See how your cousin got such wonderful marks, or look at her report card. And this really made you feel bad about yourself, that you're not good enough. So, this kind of parenting or this kind of experiences make you constantly seek validation. You feel insecure in your own worth and you anticipate rejection. You feel as if you don't do this, you will get rejected from the people. And when you get married, this continues, and you continuously seek validation from your partner, of your parents in law. You work really hard as an adult to try and seek approval. And when you don't get it, it's an automatic trigger for you, and you have a conditioned need to win it back. So again, you keep on working hard till the time they don't validate it. But then this is a continuous process, and if the other person doesn't give you validation or approval, then you feel exhausted, drained, and overwhelmed. Yes, and this kind of behavior is very much common amongst Indian women. They continuously, when they get married, they continuously work hard so that they get approval from the people around them, and when they don't get, they feel really sad, and it becomes like a continuous story for years. And then they go into this victim mentality. That means this victimizer get active, and it tells you that, see, they did this and they did that, you are not good enough. Then the classic judge comes, and it doesn't give you unforgiving less, it always gives you unforgiving lens, and it prevents you from learning from the past, and always beats you down. Now you must be asking, yes, this classic judge, then victimizer, then misguided protector, then ringmaster, and this neglector. All these are present. Yes, I identify. Now, what is the solution? So, the solution is first to identify that this is not me, and this is that chain, this is that chain of self sabotage. So I will call it as chain of self sabotage. So which chain of self sabotage is present in you? Is it a classic judge? Is it a ringmaster? Just identify that. And number two step is become aware. Become aware that this is just half side of me, but the other side of me is my limitless higher self. So am I operating from higher self? Understand that you have the other side of you, and that is higher self, which is actually inspiring you to operate from love, progress, and growth. It is making you think about the growth and progress of everyone around you. But the smaller self means this chains of self sabotage, this come from smaller self. It will always make you think about my happiness, my sadness, my goals, my success, my achievement. It will keep your thinking limited to yourself. And then you are literally tied in the chain of self sabotage, and you are in that hamster wheel of getting carried away by these voices. Number Then the next step for the solution is to do the journaling work. So journaling work, identifying these voices, is extremely powerful. Doing meditation, going for nature walks, and identifying and then taking the right action which aligns with your intention of achieving goal, is extremely useful. So once you identify it, once you know that yes, this is present, then you can choose to take action and ask yourself that, is it really is it really true that this worst can happen to me? Let me try. And when you take action, then these voices will calm down. You can just address these voices. I know, classic judge, I understand your point of view, but right now I choose to take action. So when you take action towards your growth and development, then these voices don't have any control over you. You are in your control. So my dear friends, this is the question for you now. What do you choose? Do you choose to be a victim of this voice? Do you choose to be a victim of this chain of self sabotage, which is actually um, not, which is actually activating your smaller self, which is not your self image? Or you choose to take action for your own growth and development so that you explore your higher self? Choice is yours. Sometimes God cannot be everywhere. And that's why God sends some people in our lives so that they can help us to achieve our highest potential and to manifest our truest identity. But then it is our choice, it is our decision making which makes us or breaks us. So, at, at many times in my life, I have identified that I was a victim. But today, when I look back, I saw that my life got shifted when I decided to break these chains of sabotage and I identified these voices. Of course, my wonderful coaches have worked very hard on me, but then it is all worth. So I'm truly grateful to all those coaches and people in my life who actually made me the way I am. And this is because I took action and identified that this was not my true self. So this is a challenge for you. Identify your true identity. You are not the smaller self. You are your higher self. But then what action are you going to take? If you resonate with one of these voices, then let me know. I will be very happy to have this conversation with you so that we explore and see what comes up for you. See you in the next week. Till then, keep smiling and keep shining. Take care and bye bye.